Our riders are making their way to their grid positions. On the front row, we have Tyler Scott, Joseph Lamandry Jr., Shane Narbone, and Eric Wood. On the second row, we have Jake Lewis, Ben Glotty, Teague Hobbs, and David Anthony. On the third row, we have Brandon Pash, Jacob Crossman, Jordan Zoke, and Chris Paris. On the fourth row, we have Gus Rodeo, Carl Soltitz, Eli Block, and Harlan Hildebrand. On the fifth row, we have Paul Duvall, Levi Batty, Ian Beam, and Michael Lee. Behind them, we have Justin Landry, Asher Rubright, Nikolai Greco, and Jared Malika. Following them is Maverick Sear, Hunter Dunham, Ryan Snooks, and Jeffrey Bonnard. Rounding us out, we have Robbie Neagle and John Duffy. The boards are up.
One board to sideway, lights are up.
We had a jump. Narbone jumped off the line. Scott is catching him on the outside. Lamandry looks to the inside. Scott squeezes through the middle into 1A.
Clean through 1 and 1A. That's always a challenge there with these bikes coming out. Everyone wants to be in first place when they get to turn 1.
Hard on the brakes. Big passes deep in the field into 3.
You may have noticed a rider that came out of the pits late. That's the rider behind. That's because they were not on the grid at the time, but were allowed to enter the race.
Everyone seems to have settled into their positions as they enter the front straight.
Now the question is, how deep will they carry it before they hit the brakes?
Lewis and Landry Jr. side by side across the line. Scott leads them into 1.
No one took the NASCAR oval. They all made it through clean on 1. Yesterday, we saw a lot of them during practice taking the NASCAR oval. That's a disadvantage for them because they have to stop before they can re-enter traffic.
Crossman able to take a position away on the inside into 3 and maintains it into 6. Scott, Lewis, Lamandry Jr., Narbone, and Wood are beginning to pull away from the pack as they head down the front straight. There's a pass on the inside.
Those are 5 really incredibly fast racers finishing up in front there. Every one of them capable of winning this thing.
Eric Wood took a look at the inside on turn 3 to get past Narbone, but didn't make the move.
Dean, how are the times looking on these so far?
These times are looking great, Mike. We're all down in the 111s for our top 5 riders.
You know, we thought the track was perfect yesterday. These times are not anything off of those times yesterday.
Not at all. And this is only the second lap.
Tyler Scott, just 19 years old, leading the pack right now. Heading into turn 3. Hitting those brakes hard. Many of those bikes will lift their rear wheel as they come into that turn. Then going up the hill on an off-camber turn and down to the bowl.
Scott Lemandry Jr. and Lewis are beginning to open a gap up between themselves and Narbonne and Wood. Wood's taken multiple looks on the inside of Narbonne into 3.
Those two have raced against each other for years up here.
Lemandry Jr. trying to get a run on Scott into turn 1. Lemandry Jr. looked to the outside on the exit of 2. Scott closes the door. Narbonne and Wood are not letting them escape. They're maintaining pace with them as they head over the hill and into 6. There's some passes deep in the field through turn 3 and 4 and over the hill into 6. Every pass is a dollar earned in this race.
It almost looks like Shane Narbonne and Eric Wood are catching up to that first 3.
Yeah, all the battling they're doing is slowing them down. They're about a second and a half off the pace that they were setting earlier in this race. Narbonne and Wood really closing the distance into 3 and 4.
There they are, the 5 basically back together again.
Just behind our 5 leaders is Brandon Pash and Ben Glotty. They're battling for 6th as they exit turn 2. Behind them, Crossman is looking to take away 8th position from David Anthony as they enter turn 3.
And even in those back positions, we're talking about wins of over $10,000.
Deep in the field, there's a 7-bike battle for, I believe it's 10th way back there. They keep changing positions every time they enter turn 3. Eric Wood's beginning to fall off the pace of our leaders. He's currently sitting at a 1.2 second gap.
A lot of 111s, but no 110 so far.
We had a rider down in one, but they're quick to their feet and walking around. Crossman and Anthony are beginning to close the gap as Pash and Glotty continue their battle through 11A. Mike, do you think Eric is just trying to save his tires?
I know from a fact that Eric had hurt his wrist earlier this week, so I wonder if that's going to catch up with him, because this is a grueling race that we're talking about. So I'm not sure on that one. He is a very, very smart racer, though, so he may be hanging back just a little bit and probably try to save some tire wear as well.
We had a rider through the split, and our racer is going to be catching him pretty quick. He's going to enter the pit. Some interesting times coming in. Our top 4 riders are in the 112s. Eric Wood just behind them is on 111 on that last lap. So even though there's some space in there, he's still running quicker than they are. That was just about the tightest riding I've seen through 11 and 11A from this group of our leaders.
No one wants to give up an inch. Shane Narbonne is interesting. He's a flat track champion, and so sometimes when you see him go through the corner, especially going into 3, you'll almost see him wag his tail. He'll sort of lift that rear wheel and let it slide around. Goes through it just a little differently than some, but makes it for a very, very fast corner when he goes through.
There's a look on the inside of 3, but he doesn't make the move. That was Lemandry Jr. taking a peek on the inside of Tyler Scott. It's about a 4 or 5 bike battle for 6 as they enter turn 6. That's Ben Glotty, David Anthony, Jacob Crossman, and Teague Hobbs cresting the hill and heading into turn 10.
I think that's the biggest lead I've seen on Tyler Scott so far, and it's not much of a lead at that. That's the biggest gap I've seen so far. That group of 5 has been just holding together really tight.
Scott's got just under a second gap between himself and Lamandry Jr. as they enter turn 2. Tyler Scott really picking up the pace on that last lap, running a 1:10.964.
I think that's the first 110 we've seen so far today, isn't it?
It'll be the second or third. Scott and Lamandry Jr., the only riders down in the 110s. We've got a couple riders off the track out of 9. They're both up and walking around. Scott and Lamandry Jr. posting the exact same time that last lap, a 1:11.480.
Tell me what you really like. Take my time. You don't ever have to fight. Stay
Scott's beginning to approach some lap traffic as he enters turn 10.
never tell me lies. If you have not shade, keep between your legs. You've been set up. But if you don't do
With 11 to go, we're beyond the halfway point for our 102nd Loudon Classic.
that, you don't do. You're lonely. Just trying to get you. You don't even know me now. To be a good well. You just gotta let me try. What you want. You've been set up. But with you, you don't do. Just this simple check.
Narbonne and Lewis got checked up a bit by the lap traffic coming out of turn 2. They're going to have some distance to make up to catch Scott.
And he has been just going through that lap traffic so smoothly and so quickly. And just to give you some perspective on that, those lap riders are really fast, every single one of them. And so to be passed like that is really just to show you how fast she is. With 7 laps to go, this is where tire wear really starts to play in. The tires have worn too much, it starts to get a little mushy for them. And so they have to slow down somewhat in the corner. So we'll watch to see how their times come through as we go through the rest of the race. 7 laps to go.
Tyler Scott's been able to maintain that gap between himself and Lemandry Jr., but they're continuing to run the same times, with just a few thousandths of a second separating the two on their last lap.
Shane Narbonne still holding that 3rd place position right now.
That's right, Mike. He and Jake Lewis are really closing the gap on Lemandry Jr.
Shane has won this race 10 times, so you know he knows the track.
We'll see if that added pressure slows Lemandry Jr. down. Lewis gets past Narbonne into 3rd place, and we have a rider go wide onto the oval. They'll have to stop at the entrance of turn 2 before they can re-enter safely. Three to go, and Tyler Scott maintains the lead. Lemandry Jr. behind him, and Jake Lewis behind Lemandry Jr. are each running faster than Tyler Scott on that last lap. We'll see if they can close the distance.
But a number of 110s right there at the top, aren't there?
Yep, yeah, we still have the 110 from Tyler Scott and Joseph Lemandry Jr. Lemandry Jr. losing a significant amount of time on that last lap. He's going to have to fend off Jake Lewis for another 2. And that's the white flag signaling the last lap for Tyler Scott and Joseph Lemandry Jr.
He has led this race from start to finish, it looks like.
Lewis gets by some lap traffic to continue the hunt for Lemandry Jr. Crossman continuing to hold off Zoke as they enter turn 3. Zoke up the inside on turn 3 to get past Crossman. Scott, Lemandry Jr., and Lewis exit turn 12 and onto the front straight for the checkered flag for Tyler Scott.
Amazing. What a race. What a race.
It's Tyler Scott in first, Joseph Lemandry Jr. in second, and Jake Lewis in third. Shane Narbonne takes fourth, and Eric Wood takes fifth. And that's all of our riders across the finish line. What an incredible 102nd Loudon Classic, Mike.
It really is. Just to watch Tyler Scott, 19-year-old Pennsylvania, just really showing every move, just so smooth through all the corners, plenty of speed going through there. It really was pretty impressive to see what he did.
Yeah, he got out in front early and just held on to that lead for the entire race.
And now they're going to give him the checkered flag.
Just wanna make you happier, baby.
Let him take a... There's your champion right there, Tyler Scott for 70X.
We've been doing all this, talking,
Just a perfect race from start to finish.
Really amazing. You know, I saw no mistake in him all the way through. Just very smooth going through. Had the line down cold. I talked to him this morning and he said, you know, he likes this track. He finds this track really fun. It's a very technical track, but he enjoyed that. And so he was really happy to be here again this year.
Well, I hope he comes back next year.
Oh, he
That
has
was
to.
Absolutely incredible. He'll have to come and defend it again.
I mean, he just made $60,000. He'll get a big applause when he goes by turn 6 up there in the bowl. That's a very active crowd that love to watch it.
We've been doing all this, talking,
Up the top of the hill right now and going into the bowl. He can carry a flag faster than most of us can ride this horse. You know that? Big cheers over there for him. Up over the treehouse. Down the hill.
Talking anything you wanna till the morning, fire in my life. I need you up
One of the unique features about this race is that they are paid right away. Some races you don't get the money until the end of the year, but they've made it so that you get the check right away, and it's really, really welcome for the riders and for the teams as well. Here he comes into the pits. Fellow riders giving him a nice cheer. And into victory lane with a nice stoppie.